that I was gonna do Blaire White next, so let's do this.
Back to my channel. So good news for everyone who's been requesting this video, because this is highly requested. Today we're going to talk about Kaitlin Bennett. Now, I feel like whenever you make a video about someone as polarizing as Kaitlin Bennett, I feel like half the people clicking are going to be bloodthirsty and wanting me to rip her to shreds, and the other half are going to be wanting me to praise her as a queen and defend her to the hilt. And I'm here to say, if you're looking for either of those videos, this probably isn't the one for you.
Blaire, I'm not asking you to hate her. It's fine. But Kaitlin Bennett doesn't like trans people. She would call you a man to your face despite the fact that you are clearly a woman. So maybe don't go to bat for her. I don't know.
I have a very nuanced opinion on Kaitlin, but really quickly, I just want to say I have a tour coming soon. I'm working on it. It's self-funded. I am so excited, but I need to know exactly where to go. So I need you guys to click the link in the description. It's a very quick form that I created letting me know what cities to come to. I can't know what cities to book if you guys don't tell me where the hell to go. The link is in the description for you to put in your city. It helps me out so much more than you can ever know. Just open a new tab, do it after this video, do it while you're listening to this video, whatever you want to do. But please, please, please do that. Anyways, back to Miss Kaitlin. I almost said Caitlyn Jenner. Kaitlin Bennett, okay? So I'm sure you've seen videos of Kaitlin go viral constantly on Twitter.
Donald Trump has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! She's gonna eat it. The f did you say to me? You know I carry, right?
If you're a gun owner and you feel that you are emboldened to literally insult people because you have a gun, you should not own a gun. Period. That's not what a gun should be used for. It's for defense, not so you have an excuse to go and insult people to their fucking face and then threaten them when they try and be like, what did you say to me? Imagine if I went up to Kaitlin Bennett and was like, what's up, shit girl? And she was like, what did you say? And I would go, I have a gun. Like, that's a threat. You're threatening them. You're instigating an argument and then saying you have a gun. You should not be allowed to have one.
You know I carry, right?
I looked at her Twitter, and it's crazy because her Twitter, you know, she has a large following and she gets very good engagement, but the videos that people make about her and clips of her get like millions of views on Twitter. And I genuinely can't even remember the last time I saw someone who was this hated on the internet. And I think the reason you guys ask me so much about my opinion on her is because we both are controversial figures online. You know, I do events and I get protested as well. Need I remind you of the banshee that came to my show in San Francisco 2 weeks ago?
Oh, that seems like it would hurt your throat.
She is rising to internet notoriety because she goes to campuses. She's a very outspoken Republican, and she goes to college
She's a monarchist. Let's not sugarcoat this.
campuses.
Did you do any research on her before this?
Speaks to students, and their reactions to her are very extreme.
You don't understand it. Hey, you don't.
I feel like she has two styles of videos. Videos where she can go and have honest conversations that don't end up in craziness, and I've seen those, and I actually enjoy watching those. Not because I always agree with her, but because sometimes she does have conversations on her channel that are interesting to me. But then I feel like sometimes she goes into this mode where she specifically goes out on the campuses to piss people off.
That's literally her whole shtick, Blaire. She goes places and tries to instigate arguments. She's literally like trolling people in real life, if you want to call it that, and trying to get extreme reactions from them so she can be like, ah ha ha ha, so much for the tolerant left. Like, this is her whole shtick.
And to incite the reaction that she gets. I am not saying that she deserves violence or anything like that, because James Charles actually recently tweeted out that she deserves to be assaulted for her opinions, which I actually unfollowed James Charles for saying that. Not because I'm some huge fan of Kaitlin Bennett, but because
I think the mistake you made was following James Charles in the first place.
As just on a moral principle level, I don't feel like anyone deserves to be assaulted for their beliefs. And funnily enough, James Charles actually recently hit me up to hang out with him, and actually I'm glad I didn't, because clearly our morals are not aligned. Kaitlin does not deserve to be assaulted for her opinions, no matter how, crazy they may seem to you, because the table is going to easily be turned back on you if one day your opinions are seen as controversial and crazy and extreme.
If someone's going to assault me, for instance, for being a trans person, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. To try and take this stance that, like, all violence is wrong always, I don't know. Seems kind of weird to me. Like, obviously, human history, we've gone through times when people with really, really awful opinions, not just opinions, but, like, opinions that are like certain people don't deserve to be considered people, that often is met with violence. Like, World War II. I don't know.
With that being said, Kaitlin be doing too much sometimes. This one clip comes to mind of her literally following and borderline harassing a child to talk to them about abortion.
Hi, sweetie. Hi. Do you know what the #1 cause of death in the United States is? It's abortion.
Oh my god.
Actually,
It's abortion.
Shay, you have a right to one.
Now that to me is just messed up no matter the context, because I feel like we don't need to be addressing children. Like, if you want to go debate people, debate people. However, yo-yoing back to the other side, because two things can be true at once. The truth can be in
The hacker is still going. They just got the God account. Ooh, boy.
the gray area, despite how people feel about this, is that I also dislike how there are a lot of clips that go viral.
The tweet was already gone when I got to look at it, so it looks like Twitter's really trying to, like, clean up behind them as quick as possible. I imagine they're trying right now and freaking out, trying to get them locked out of the account, but maybe they can't for some reason.
Her that are selectively edited to make her seem worse and or as the aggressor. There are plenty of instances where she is the aggressor, like I said, her harassing the kid. One that comes to mind is where she's talking with a woman and the topic is rape and abortion, and that's a popular topic she talks about. And the clip that went viral on Twitter that I saw was selectively edited to take out the horrendous things that the person she was debating was screaming at Kaitlin.
You want to laugh at me like that?
I am laughing at you.
I hope somebody holds you down and rapes you.
Oh, that's awful. No, don't say that to someone. That's a fucked up thing to say.
So let's just keep it real. No matter how many hundreds of thousands of likes or millions of views were on that tweet.
Even though what that person said was awful, though, let me clarify. Kaitlin Bennett literally goes to places to be a provocateur and fuck with people. You're gonna get extreme reactions. Of course that person shouldn't say that. That's a fucked up thing to say to just about anyone on this planet. But, like, this is what she's here for. To try and get people so mad they say ridiculous shit at her.
I think it's clear which one of them was the aggressor. And it wasn't Kaitlin.
Sushi Mom has a screenshot of the Twitter hacking, apparently. Oh no. That's a shame. That's a shame. There's no way they don't get Donald Trump's account then, right?
Period. No matter, you don't gotta like the girl, but she was not the aggressor in that situation. Some criticism, honestly, that I have of Kaitlin is that I don't feel like she goes into a lot of situations looking for an honest and fair debate in
You don't say.
good faith. I feel like she very much capitalizes on freakout videos, and in a lot of questions that she asks people on the street are very leading questions. They're manipulative, and it's just very clear she's looking for an over-the-top reaction for YouTube views, which, hey, if that's your hustle, that's your hustle, but it's not very honest. Now, I'm someone that does political and social commentary for a living, and I much prefer methods of actually trying to change people's minds, which, again, sometimes she does, but most of the time she doesn't, and, like, actually having a conversation and a debate. That's what I live for. That's what I love. That should be the goal, right? Like, I don't know if that's Kaitlin's goal, but it should be, right? The other thing, though, is I'm not going to sit here and pretend as if it really takes Kaitlin being over the top in her attitude to set all these college students off, because I'm someone who has done talks at colleges that have been protested. I'm a trans woman whose opinions are, in my opinion, for the most part, not all, but some, are pretty middle of the road opinions.
Oh my goodness, Blaire, stop.
Right? I don't feel like I'm extreme at all, but yet I still get violent protesters coming to my shows, and I still get people saying they want to harm me, and you guys know that. We've been over that. So I'm not going to pretend as if she were more level-headed and less aggressive and less like trying to get a reaction out of someone, that those reactions still wouldn't happen, because they wouldn't be at the extreme level that she receives, but she would still get it. I think Kaitlin speaks a lot in buzzwords, which is honestly my criticism of the opposition. That's not productive, and I feel like she asks a lot of leading questions that are purposefully inflammatory and not productive questions. There's no answer the person could give you that would be productive. For example, apparently at Ohio University, she asked an African-American student, do you ever thank white people for the fact that you aren't a slave? She then goes on to say she identifies as a woman of color, but she doesn't. What is the point of asking that question? Like, that is a dumbass question. It makes no sense. She wouldn't be a slave regardless. She wasn't born in an era where slavery was happening. It's literally just a question set up to piss someone off and get a reaction. But
that's your issue with the question, Blaire? Oh my goodness. How about the fact that her family... Oh my god. Blaire, the issue with that question is implying that it wasn't also white people who, like, enslaved black people in America, right? That's the issue with that question. Jesus.
You know what you're doing when you ask someone, do you think white people that you're not a slave? Come on now. Because here's actually a compliment to Kaitlin. I think she shines so much more in a civilized, structured debate scenario rather than going on campuses trying to piss people off. She actually went on Logan Paul's podcast and debated Logan and I think 2 other guys on a variety of issues. And honestly, she made them all look like idiots. She completely rose to the top, and granted, there's something to be said for the fact that maybe that's not the hardest thing to make, like, Logan Paul look like an idiot.
No shit, Blaire. Are you kidding me? Logan Paul's a moron. Literally, I could take a rock and put it on Logan Paul's show, and half the time people will decide the rock wins because Logan Paul says something so stupid. Silence is better than what he said.
But regardless, I think it's just the point to say that I think she would be a lot more productive in that form of debate where she made them look like idiots, period. And you can go in the comment section of that debate and all the comments are saying, like, I may not like her, but she made them, like, she totally won the debate. And again, that's a really great quality, and I wish she would.
No, it's not. Being disingenuous and getting people so mad they scream in your face and then calling it a win is not a good debate. It's not a good quality. It's just an asshole move. Blaire, come on. Be better than this.
Hone in on that more, rather than just trying to piss people off. Honestly, I respect the fact that Kaitlin believes in what she believes in and she is willing to argue with it. I just think that the ways in which she does it are more often than not very unproductive and kind of just bad for everyone. And while she's deserving of backlash for a lot of stuff, I think some of it's very over the top and people should probably just chill, because these type of like crazy pile-ons, even if you hate someone, they only really end up in really bad circumstances. Like, I don't want to see anyone hurt, whether it be on campus, one of the people protesting her, or her. Like, if you see Kaitlin Bennett at your campus, just remain calm. Just, if you're willing to engage her and debate her, I think that's amazing. And Kaitlin, I think there's a way to stand strong with your beliefs, and I think you need to do that, and I support you being strong in your beliefs, absolutely.
Does Blaire not understand that Kaitlin Bennett doesn't like you specifically because you're trans? Kaitlin Bennett isn't like just a regular conservative that doesn't like trans people. She will misgender you to your face, Blaire. She will tell you, especially because I'm pretty sure Blaire's talked about this before, how she has concerns. So she hasn't had bottom surgery, to my knowledge, which frankly isn't anyone's business. But she's mentioned it on videos before. And Kaitlin would say the rudest shit to you because of that. Even if you had bottom surgery, she would misgender you. Kaitlin Bennett is not someone who deserves some kind of imaginary mutual respect. She will shit on you. Jesus.
Absolutely. Just maybe change up your style. I don't know. I guess to sum up how I feel about Kaitlin and the reaction people have to her is it's kind of everything wrong with society. It's people unable to control their emotions when, like, debating people. So all people freaking out about her and trying to run around town.
Can't we all just be civil while I'm telling you that you don't deserve rights?
And it's
My least favorite take.
also people who are inciting that reaction because it benefits them monetarily. You know? I think I'm just very optimistic these days that, you know, you can really change people's minds and really talk about important issues without, like, ignorance from either side. Maybe that's wishful thinking. I don't know. I'm trying to see the good in everyone here. With that,
That's the mistake you're making, Blaire, is assuming that everyone is a good faith actor, even when they prove themselves to not be as such.
that being said, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I know you're going to watch 4 or 5 more videos anyways. You might as well just subscribe, be part of the family. I'll love you forever. I have no friends, so I need subscribers. You know? Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. If you don't, you're missing out on so much and have to...
Okay, Blaire. Whatever you say. She would literally call you a man to your face. That's what I said. At least all the top comments are people saying that, like, it's ridiculous that Blaire is this easy on her, which I think is true. Random invite with 10 bits says she's just trying to see the good in all the literal monarchists.